Welcome to class. We're going to play the what if game today. So as soon as we have a few of you in class, we will get started. Our grammar focus today will be conditional tenses. So we will spend a little time discussing grammar, but we'll try to make it as painless as possible. That's a joke. Actually, I need to grab, since I'm waiting for you, I'm going to grab some reference material. All right, I'm back. Wow, Google Hangout is working poorly. Hey, welcome to class. Hello. Hi, is it
Hello.
Silvana?
Yes,
How are you today?
fine, thank you.
Excellent. Where are you from?
I'm originally from Argentina, but actually right now I'm living in Turkey
Oh, wow. That's interesting. How did you end up moving from Argentina to Turkey?
because of my husband's work. My husband is a diplomat, so we are traveling around the world.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's that's nice. You get a lot of interesting experience, I would imagine.
Yes, yes, sure. It is really fun. It is really fun, and this is a great country too. So
Yeah. So what part of Turkey do you live in? The capital?
southern, no, southern Turkey, which it is called the town is called Adana. And it's on the Mediterranean side of Turkey.
Ah, okay. Excellent.
So, yeah, it's really good.
Is your husband Argentinian or is he from somewhere else?
He's American.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we are. And yes, and we are moving. Well, I mean, we met in Argentina, and then we went to the States, and now we are here.
Okay. Interesting. Very
Yeah.
nice. We have a lot of people from Argentina here in
Really?
Indiana, believe it or not.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
I was surprised. There's actually a decent actually there's just a lot of Hispanics in Indiana right now. Um,
Wow. I didn't know about that. Yeah. I
there's
imagine.
there's 5,000 people from Honduras living in Indianapolis.
Wow. Wow.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah,
Hi,
that's.
Hi, Carolina. Good to see you again.
I am back.
You're back. You're back. Hello, Yvonne. Hello, Yvonne. How are you?
Hello, Jeremy. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Yeah, perfectly. It's bad, not bad. Thank you for asking. And you?
I'm doing well. Doing well. I don't know if we've been in class together
Perfect.
before. Where are you from?
No, no, it's the first time for you. I'm
Okay.
from Italy.
Oh yeah. A lot of Italians on
Yes.
in the classes today. We've had Umbria, Rome, Naples. Yeah, I've had a lot of Italians this morning.
Oh, okay. No,
Where are you from?
yeah, in North, in North.
The north. Okay. I'm sorry,
Can you hear me?
the connection is
The
a
North.
little bit bad. It's probably my connection. I've been having some problems.
No, it's problem in my connection, no your connection. Okay, just a moment.
Very good. So what this picture, is this you?
Yeah, it's me.
You like to play music?
Yeah, I play the guitar. Yeah.
Ah, okay. Very nice. What type of music do you like to play?
Oh, for example, rock and roll music.
Oh yeah? like modern, like current rock, or do you like to play older stuff like the Beatles or something? I don't know.
Just a moment, 1 minute, please.
Yeah. So today we're going to talk about we're going to do what if, and when we start sentences with what if or if this happens, we call that conditional tenses. What can you guys tell me about let's warm up. Let's try this. Let me try a silly sentence. Let's start off with a basic conditional sentence. Maybe you guys can finish for me. If it rains today, what will you do?
I will watch a movie.
Okay, good. Let's see. What happened to Yvonne? Did I lose him? Ah, I lost Yvonne, but we have Ismail again. Okay, good. So I will watch a movie. I'm gonna try to type what you guys tell me, but I'm having a lot of problems with my app. It's not responding. Wow, it's very bad. Yeah, so I might not be able to type. I'm not getting any feedback from the app, so we'll just ignore that for now. How about this? What will you do? How about if you start a sentence like this? If Anyway, Carolina, would you like to? If my best friend calls me on the phone today.
Complete sentence.
Yeah, make a sentence.
If my best friend call me today, I will be very happy. Hi. Hello?
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 Hello, teacher. We couldn't
Sure.
hear you.
I think he have a different problem in your connection. At 10, I think. Hello, teacher, can you hear me? Hello? Hello, can you hear me?
We are alone.
Who is the teacher now?
Oh, no. Yeah, I'm alone, but true. I, th I think there is a lot of problem in your connection. Yes.
Guys, where's the teacher?
Hey, I don't
Maybe
know.
we need to try to hang out and then hang up, and then he will create another group. I don't know. I'm just saying that.
I think I will do
But
that.
I don't know. Okay. But where are you from, Silvana? Your name is originally Italian?
Yes, like my surname.
Really?
Italian.
But actually, where do you live?
In Turkey.
Oh, he's back. He's back.
Okay.
He's back.
Okay. Welcome. Welcome back. Welcome back, Jeremy.
Thank you. I tried rebooting the whole browser because Google Chrome is misbehaving. It's being very bad. So we'll see if I have a better connection
Okay,
now.
no problem.
Sometimes you have to do that.
No problem. Your name. Remember Me, the famous songs, is by Pearl Jam, Jeremy.
Ah, so you do like rock and roll. Okay.
Absolutely. Jeremy spoke in the class.
Yes. So this is an older song. This shows that you follow rock for at least 20 years.
Yeah, absolutely. But it's very beautiful. The best song, I think, the Pearl Jam. It's very good. It's very good.
Fortunately for me, I'm old enough that when that song came out, I was not in school. I was already an adult, so I didn't have to put up with too much harassment. So
Yes.
let's talk about conditionals. So when we make a simple statement like, if it rains, I will take my umbrella, or if it rains, I will watch a movie. This is what we call the first conditional. Ah, much better. Now the chat's working. Are you guys using Verbling chat?
Okay.
No.
If you use the little icon on the side, with the blue box with the yellow V, I'm gonna take notes on some of the things we discussed. If it helps you, you're welcome to. You can also type questions or comments if you want to. I like the Verbling chat better than Google chat if it works. Let me know if you're having any difficulties with it.
Okay.
Questions?
No questions.
Okay. If you look at the first conditional, we say, if it rains, what tense is the verb rains?
Present tense.
Simple present.
Simple present. Good. So this is a key for this type of conditional. We use simple present. And the other part of the equation, I will watch, what tense is that?
Future. Simple future tense.
Yeah, we're just using a simple future tense. So this is probably the easiest conditional for people to learn. If this happens, I will do this. Okay? However, I'm going to give you a different sentence, and then I want you to tell me the difference. What is the different meaning? We have, sometimes you have earthquakes in Italy, right? Everybody hear me? Did you hear me?
Yes.
Yes.
You have earthquakes in Turkey. You have earthquakes in Italy.
Yes, Jeremy. There are lots of file line across the Anatolia and Mediterranean zone.
So if I give you this, let's see if maybe you guys can help me out with this. I gave you some blanks here. I don't know if you're seeing the Verbling chat, but I typed a sentence and I'm giving you, I'm putting the fill in the gaps. Since we don't know about earthquakes and they cannot be predicted, we don't use first conditional. We use second conditional. Does anyone know how this sentence should be completed to make it correct?
Yes.
Okay, go ahead.
If an earthquake happened in my city, I would be very scared.
Excellent. Good job. Let me type that real quick. So Ismail is 100% correct. What can you tell me about the difference? Hello, Ken. Good to see you.
Yes, hello.
What can you tell me about the verb tenses in that sentence that Ismail just made for us?
Second conditional.
Yes, good. Second conditional. And so specifically, the verb happened?
Past.
Yeah.
Simple past.
So does this mean that we are discussing something that already took place? Why do we use the past tense if this is a conditional statement?
Because it's a
It's unreal.
hypothetical.
Yes, there's the
Yeah.
key. It's hypothetical. It's imaginary, or it's something that we don't know. So English requires us to use the past tense in the if part of the sentence for hypothetical or unreal scenarios. Okay? So let me give you guys a beginning sentence, and you guys can fill in your own blanks. Let's have some fun with this. If I had superpowers. Carolina, can you make a sentence for me? Use your imagination.
If I had superpowers, I I would be a superwoman.
Okay. All right. What about you, Silvana?
If I had superpowers, I would stop the war in Middle East.
Ah, okay. Nice. Yvonne? Hello? Yvonne? No? Okay. Ken?
Yes, if I had superpowers, I would stop all wars in the world.
Okay. You guys are very noble. Good. All right. So that's the second conditional. It seems like you have no problem. First conditional, second conditional. Now this class is actually gonna advance a little bit further. This class I want to get into third conditional because we're gonna practice using that today and talk about things that, well, before I tell you the answer. What is the difference? What is the main difference when we talk about statements with the third conditional?
Third conditional things actually didn't happen.
Okay, so we are discussing events when?
When past.
Yes, past. Past. So let me give you an example of a sentence. We'll look at it and then we'll make some of our own. I had superpower. Sorry, Ismail, I forgot to ask you your version. I would solve the climate change problems of the world. Okay, good. That's good. I like it. Hold on one second. I want to give you guys a better statement than that. I don't like that. This one's a little bit, yeah. Okay, this is very easy. So we'll just make this statement as coming from a little boy. Okay. How's that? Let's see. Yvonne, you want to read that sentence for me? Are you there or are you taking a break? Okay, Ismail, go ahead.
If I had not hit my sister, I would not have been punished.
Mm-hmm. So what is the meaning of this statement and what is the reality?
The reality is I hit my sister and I get a punishment from my parents.
Yeah. Okay. That's it. So now he is expressing regret. one of the biggest usages for third conditional is to express regret or what I would have done differently. That's the main idea of third conditional. We use it many times to express regret or lament. So let's try a couple simple sentences, and then if you guys are comfortable with it, I would like to try using some personal what if. We'll use things that if we had done something differently. All right. There's something called third conditional chain sentences. Let's pretend that there was a let's pretend someone has a job interview. Okay? And I would like you to make 2 sentences if you can. So we have a man named John, and he had a job interview at 8 o'clock in the morning. But he did not set an alarm. So this is how the statement begins. If I had not overslept. So maybe let's take turns making some sentences and see if we can make a chain here. Carolina, can you finish that sentence?
If I had not overslept, I would I would not have been fired.
Okay. Yeah. I would not have been fired. Okay. Now, this is what we're going to do. So we're going to build. So I'll help you guys this first time, and then after this I'll make you guys do it. So if I had not been fired, so what I'm doing here, I'm taking the ending of the last sentence, and I'm going to say if I had not been fired. Ken?
Okay, if I not overslept, I would have made it to the interview.
Okay, let's take the one that since Carolina changed my story, that's okay. We're gonna take her version. I want you to build on the last sentence. So she says, if I had not overslept, I would not have been fired from my job. So now we say, if I had not been fired.
Oh, okay. If I had not been fired, I wouldn't have looked for my new job.
Okay, wouldn't have looked for a new job. Okay, good. Now, Silvana, can you build off that one? Can you take the last thing that Ken said and make another statement?
Sorry, yes. If I hadn't looked for a new job, I wouldn't have met the love of my life.
Ah, very nice. Very nice. If you guys, you're welcome to type things if you want to too while we're talking, so don't be afraid. If I hadn't, she's romantic, looked for a new job, I wouldn't have met. Would have worked at the same workplace. Would have met the love of my life. If I hadn't been fired, I wouldn't be living in the street. Okay, how about this? Imagine you are staying in a hotel. No, imagine you are on an airplane. And when you first get on the airplane, before it takes off, they always go over safety information, right? What do they tell you to What do they tell you to do when they're discussing safety information?
They are
Usually,
talking about emergency procedure in an hypothetical emergency situation
yeah.
at the plane.
Okay. So
They
there.
are talking about how to use
How to use what?
mask, for
Uh-huh.
example,
Masks.
oxygen mask, and how to use life jackets
Mm-hmm.
and rafts, evacuating the airplane,
Yes. Yes.
emergency exits,
Okay, good. Excellent.
something like
What do most people do while she is talking and telling you all of the emergency procedures? What are the majority of the passengers doing? What do you think?
they are not interested in emergency procedure. They are doing different things.
Yeah. Why do you guys think that is? I don't know how often you guys fly on an airplane, but why do most people not pay attention?
Airline is safe, but we don't know. There is always an accident possibility
Mm-hmm. True.
in everywhere.
Yeah, it's interesting that most people don't pay attention. But anyway, let's pretend the scenario is this. We are on an airplane, and now there is a emergency, and the plane is going to crash into the water. So we will start the statement like this. Um, if I had paid attention during the safety procedures, let's see. Ken.
Yeah. If I had paid attention to the safety measure, uh, I would uh, I would have uh, I wouldn't have died.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have died. Well, now you just finished my whole story. It's over.
Oh my God.
It's done.
I would found the emergency exit lightly, maybe.
Okay, now I have to start a new one. I'm dead. All right, no, no. Okay, if I hadn't died, let's continue. We have to continue. Ken started it. So, let's see. Yvonne, are you still there? No? Maybe he's playing music. Just kidding, kidding. Ismael, if I hadn't died,
If I hadn't died, uh, I would use the life jacket to float on the sea.
that doesn't make a lot of sense. Maybe we should say, if I hadn't died, my family.
My family would have been very happy.
Yeah, would have been, right? Is that what you said?
Yes.
Would have been very happy. Okay. All right. So you guys have the idea. We're using third conditional chains. Let's try something more personal. Silvana, where did you meet your husband?
In Argentina, at work actually.
Okay. What type of job?
I was working for the concert section, and he was posted there.
Okay. So let's try this. Let's try this. See if you can make a couple sentences connected together.
Yeah.
Start off with, what is your husband's name?
James Michael.
James. James. Okay. If James had not been posted at my job. Start that way.
If James hadn't been posted to my job, that was you said, sorry.
Or to my company. I don't know the name of your company, so whatever
Yeah.
you want, you can change it.
Okay, yeah. To Argentina, I wouldn't have met him or let something, well, sorry, more creative.
Okay.
I would have still lived in Argentina right now.
Oh.
Does that make sense? Does make sense?
If James hadn't been posted to Argentina, I would. Well, you could probably change it and say I would still be living.
I was okay. So let's okay.
Sounds a little bit more natural. Sometimes
Yeah.
we can change the ending can be changed for third conditional depending on what we're trying to say. I would still be living in Argentina. Yeah. Okay. Good.
Thank you.
How about you, Ismail? Can you think of actually all of you guys while we're talking, think of something important that happened in your life, maybe a critical moment. And can you go back in time and say, wow, if this had not happened, what would change? I'll let you guys tell me. If I hadn't, or if something hadn't, or if my father hadn't, what would be different?
Had a chance, if I had a chance to time travel, I would have went to back and change my destiny.
Okay. I think you're mixing two conditional types, though. Because you said if I had a chance to time travel. So that's second conditional. How could you end that sentence without overcomplicating it? I had a chance to time travel.
I would go back to the past and change my destiny.
Yes. All you need to do is use would along with the verbs. That's it. In English, we would probably say I would go back in time. But you could say I would go back to the past. But it sounds more natural to say back in time and change my destiny. Yeah. Yeah, that's a second conditional statement. Very, very creative. Let's try third conditional, though. Let's think about something that happened, and what we're going to do is we're going to erase it. So we're going to pretend that something did not happen. So this forces us to use if I hadn't done this, or if I had been born in a different century. If my father, I'll give you an example. My grandfathers, both of them fought in World War II. My grandfather was in the Air Force, and his plane was shot down when he was fighting in Japan. He was able to. The plane was not blown up. He was able to parachute out, and he was in the water, floating for a while with some other soldiers, and he was rescued. That's what happened. This was, I think, before he met my grandmother, I think. So, if my grandfather hadn't survived, if my grandfather had not survived his crash in the ocean, my grandmother would have married a different man. If my grandmother had married a different man, my mother would not have been born. If my mother had not been born, I would not be here. So you can create conditionals like that by changing the past, right? So, Ken, can you think of something important that happened in the past that if you change it, it creates a chain reaction?
Uh, if I had studied English earlier, I would have spoken English more fluently.
Okay. Yeah, true. And continue.
Continue.
Yeah,
Me?
if I had spoken
Uh,
English more fluently.
if I had spoken more fluently, I would stop learning English.
And if you had stopped learning English, we would never have met.
Yeah.
Uh,
If I had stopped English, my English would be worse. So we would we would meet again.
okay,
Mm.
good. Ismail, what do we have here? Go ahead, read me your sentence. Go ahead.
If I had not drunk so much last night, I wouldn't have crashed into the tree.
Excellent. Good. And you fixed your first sentence. Good job. Very good. Okay. Would you like to continue? Build another one. If
Known the importance of English at the university time, I would have studied very much English.
okay. I would have studied more English. We wouldn't say very much.
I would have studied more English.
Or studied English harder, something like that. Yeah. Either way. Okay. Here, let's build off his sentence. Maybe Carolina, let's pick on Ismael since he wrote this. If Ismael had not crashed into the tree,
Mm-hmm.
would you like to continue?
Okay. If Ismael wouldn't have crashed into the tree, he would not have been injured.
I'm sorry? I can't hear you.
If Ismael wouldn't have crashed into the tree, he wouldn't have been injured.
Injured.
Injured. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, remember you should go back and watch the video from the first class I did 2 hours ago. We discussed past tense verbs. I'm not going to do it today because we already did it in a different class.
Mm-hmm.
Past tense verbs in English end in ed usually, but most of the time we don't pronounce as second syllable. We don't say injured, we say injured.
Injured.
Same thing with crash, we say crashed.
Oh.
The only time we add a second syllable is if the verb ends in D or if the verb ends in T. Then we are forced to add the syllable, like the plane landed. I'm trying to think of another example. Landed or I don't know. I'll think of it later. Okay, so in your sentence though, remember we only use would once. We don't use it on both halves of the sentence.
Oh, okay.
So in the if part of the sentence, we use had not. So how could we fix your sentence? It's a good sentence.
Okay. If Ismael wouldn't have crashed into the tree, he had not been injured.
Backwards. Switch it.
Oh?
If Ismael had not crashed.
Ah, okay. Yeah. If Ismael had not crashed into the tree, he would not have been injured.
Good. Yes. Very good. Silvana, continue.
Yeah. If Ismael hadn't been injured, he would have uh, worked harder. I'm sorry.
Okay.
And I can come up with something better.
How about he would not have met the cute nurse in the hospital?
That's possible. Yes. Yes.
Okay.
He would have. Yeah. He wouldn't have met the beautiful nurse in the hospital.
Yes. And Ismael, if you can you continue? Hello?
Hello. I
Ismael? Ismael? Are you there? We're picking on you right now. We're using your story. Okay. Ken, if Ismael, can you continue with my nurse story here? I'm typing it all out, by the way, in case you guys are not noticing.
If Ismail would not have met the cute nurse, he wouldn't be happy.
Okay. All right. Except the beginning part.
If he had not,
Yes.
yeah, had not, hadn't have met, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Good. If he hadn't met, you can just say that. If he had not met, you don't have to use you don't have to use have met. If he
Okay.
had not met her. Yeah. Good. I think that's enough of that story. Very good. So, give me another situation. Let's see. Carolina, can you think of something if you want to share personal? If something in the past that if you changed it, it would have changed your life?
If I had not studied in UFSM, I would not have met my husband.
Oh, okay. What's USSM?
Hã? Uni- Universidade Federal de Santa Maria.
Ah,
The
okay.
name of university.
Got it. Got it. Okay. Good.
I'm sorry.
Would you like to continue? If I hadn't continue the same story?
Okay. Would not have if I had not met my husband, I would be so sad.
Okay.
So
Very good.
sad.
Very good. That's the idea. All right. I'm looking for something here that I just came to my mind. Activity for third conditional. Bear with me for 1 second here. Conditional. Yeah, there it is. All right, so here, let me give you another sentence. Maybe you can finish the sentence for me. How would you finish this sentence, Silvana? If I had remembered to turn my cell phone back on.
If I had remembered if I had remembered to turn my cell phone back on, I would have received this important call of the producer. I don't know.
Ah, okay. Good. And go ahead, continue, since obviously you missed that call, right? If I had, continue.
Me? Sorry?
Yeah. Why don't you
I'm sorry,
continue,
sorry.
continue that thought?
Okay. If I hadn't missed this important call from the producer, I would have been a famous star.
Oh, wow. Excellent. I like it. Yes. Yes.
Continue?
That's
Or?
if you want to, yeah, go ahead.
Okay. If I hadn't, if I had been a famous star, uh, all the people would have been rooting my name.
See what happens when you turn your cell phone off?
Yeah, don't turn it off. Don't listen to the ads in the cinema.
Not have missed. Okay, yeah, I'm not going to type the whole thing. It's too much typing. Good. Okay, so let's talk about questions. We can use questions in the third conditional as well when we're talking to our friend. So maybe you can let's pretend you have two people graduating from high school, and the one girl says to the other girl, maybe graduation was yesterday and everything was fine, but she says, if you had passed out, if you had fainted during graduation, can you finish that with a question? Anybody? Maybe it's kind of difficult, huh? Here, I'll finish it, and then we'll give you a different one.
She fainted during a ceremony of graduation.
Yes,
Okay.
no, she didn't faint. She didn't faint. But now her and her girlfriend are just fantasizing, and she's saying, if you had fainted during our graduation yesterday,
Mhm.
what?
What would other people do?
Close. What would other people? This is
Rescue.
this is past tense, right? It never happened.
What uh, huh? what would have what would other people have done?
Okay. What would other people have done or have thought?
Mhm.
Yeah, that's the idea, though, right? We have to use present perfect. We use past perfect and present perfect. Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay. Um, how about if I give you this statement? Um, ah, okay. I mean, maybe you could make this as a question, right? You're just making fantasy questions for your friend. Carolina, if it had snowed yesterday in Rio,
I'm not hearing you well.
okay. If it had snowed yesterday in Rio, could you make
If
a question
had,
of that?
uh, your voice, can you repeat? If,
Here, I'll type it.
okay.
Finish that sentence.
If it had snowed yesterday in Rio, it would be um, uh, what people um, have done.
Okay, close.
People
Maybe
have,
organize your thoughts a little bit.
it would be a miracle.
Okay, but
Okay.
it didn't happen, and so we're talking past. So we can't say
Uh,
it would be a miracle. We can say it. We have to use present perfect.
okay. Uh, if it had snowed yesterday in Rio. I have to finish with a question.
Yeah, try to finish with the question.
Um, what if it had snowed yesterday in Rio? What would I do?
Okay. But past perfect? I mean, sorry, present perfect? What would...
I don't understand you.
Let's see if we can get some help. Ismael, are you there?
Oh.
Let's make a team effort here. How would we finish this question? What would... Anybody?
What would have done?
Yeah, we need to use have done. What would I have done?
What would I have done?
Or what would you have done, right? You're talking to your friend. If it had snowed yesterday in Rio, what would you have done?
Okay.
Because we have to use present perfect because it's yesterday. It's too late. We can't go back and do it now.
Okay.
If it's second conditional, like if it snowed today, what would you do? That's different. See the difference? I'll type that for comparison. If it snowed today in Rio, what would you do? That's second conditional. That's where it gets a little bit tricky. We have to remember whether we're talking about something that might theoretically happen or whether it's something that is already done with. Here, let me give you this. Let me start off with this sentence. Let's pretend that we are driving down the actually, no, we're telling a story. This happened last week. The story is we ran out of gas and the car was stuck on the freeway. So now we're telling the story to our friend and we say, if I had remembered to put gas in my tank, then
if I had remembered put the gas in the tank, is it a correction or no more?
No, just make a statement.
Okay. We wouldn't have stuck on the road.
Okay. We have to use passive tense for that particular word choice.
Passive.
You said we wouldn't have stuck, but we need to switch it to a passive tense.
We would have been stuck on the road.
Or we would not have been stuck on the road.
Yeah, would not have been stuck in the road.
Yeah, we wouldn't have been stuck on the road. Okay. One last thing I want to mention about third conditional is sometimes we can substitute, instead of would, you are allowed to substitute might because you're expressing possibility, right? So you can say, if I had remembered to put gas in the tank, we might not have been stuck on the road. Let me change it to a better scenario. Let's say that we were trying to get to the airport for a flight. And we missed our plane. But there was also a lot of traffic. So there was a lot of traffic and we ran out of gas. Two problems, right? So if I had remembered to put gas in the tank, what can we say about our plane flight? What do you think, Silvana?
Sorry. We might not have missed the flight.
Excellent. Yes. Good. If I remember to put gas in the tank, we might, I'm just typing it out for you, we might not have missed our flight. So you're allowed to use we might not or would not. It depends on how convinced you are, right? You can say we definitely would have made it, or we might not have missed our flight, but maybe we would have anyway. Who knows? So you can substitute would with might. also use could, depending on the scenario. For instance, some people will say, if I had remembered to put gas in the tank, we could have made it to the airport on time. Again, it's still the same idea. It's just possibility, possible. Okay, any question on conditionals before we wrap it up here?
Might and would, are there the nuance difference? Might, would, could.
Yeah, well, would is definite, right? We would not have missed, or we would have done this. Would is for it's the opposite. It's the same as will, right? Would is the past tense of will, so we use it as a conditional. Might means that there's possibility, but it's in your mind how much possibility. 50-50, 60-40.
I see.
Yeah. Could is usually used more for possibility, for like the ability. So personally, when I use conditional, I would use would or I would use might. I wouldn't use could,
Okay.
but some people do.
Okay.
Because could has more than one meaning, right? It also talks about the ability to do things, and so it gets confusing. Even among Americans, it gets confusing.
Oh, yes. Okay.
But when you're making conditional statements in the past, it's okay to use might or would depending on whether you're positive of something or you're not sure of something. I would just stick to those two, and your meaning will be very clear.
Okay.
All right. Well, I hope you enjoyed the what if game. Thanks for joining the class today.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna sign off.
Bye.
See you guys
Bye.
later.
Bye.
Take care.